Hey, welcome back, friends. I'm super excited to introduce you guys to a new segment we're going to have here on the channel, and that is called What's in the Shop. Now, I'm not going to be doing What's in the Shop. I'm going to let you guys talk to the pros here at Appalachia RV Center. And it's a long story on how we got connected. I've had them do work for me several years ago. They did a great job. But yeah, maybe I'll tell that story in the future. But today is just an introduction. We're going to take a look around the shop. We're going to talk about some of the things that we'll go over in What's in the Shop segments. And yeah, hopefully you guys can hear from some real pros. You guys know I'm just a hillbilly with a YouTube channel, so it'll be nice to hear from these guys in here that actually do this stuff for a living. And then it'll also be nice to see what they have in the shop, how they're fixing it, and how to keep it from happening again. Let's go take a look around inside. We got a couple of folks for you guys to meet that'll be in these segments from time to time. Let's get going. All right, guys, I want to be real clear. Appalachia's not paying me. They're not sponsoring the channel, nothing like that. I thought this would just be a cool segment from time to time. Hopefully twice a month, at least once a month, we'll come over here and we'll check out what they've got going on. But yeah, just wanted to be clear. Again, they're not paying me. They like the exposure, of course, but yeah, there's just exposure for them, and then just a fun segment for us. I think it adds value to the channel, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Again, let's go inside and meet JC. All right, friends, here he is, JC. JC, man, I appreciate you doing this. I know this is a little bit out of your ordinary work schedule, but I think it'll be a huge value to our subscribers and the folks watching to hear from an actual professional versus some hillbilly with a YouTube channel. So, so JC, why don't you take us around and show us just some examples of what you got going on?
Okay, yeah, I'll be happy to show you. You know, we work on all kind of commercial account stuff, and you know, whether it's engine, transmission, rear end, you know, house stuff, electrical, you know, you name it stuff. You know, this one's here for engine failure, broke down on the side of the road. Haven't had a second to look at it, but you know, bring it in, looking to work on it. You know, here at Appalachia, you know, stuff does break. Our own forklift broke.
Yep.
So we're in the meantime of doing brakes on it.
So we were just talking about folks that are waiting on their RV. You guys didn't expect this to happen.
No.
So this takes, what, at least a half a day, maybe 2 days out of your time. This clogs up the bay that you're talking about right here.
Right.
So yeah, it's just stuff happens, you know.
Yes, it does. Well, our stuff breaks too. We use it every day, all day. It gets beat on. You know, we're offloading trucks of stuff and, you know, moving fifth wheels, campers, doesn't matter. You know, enclosed trailers, people across the street use it. You name it. I mean, it gets used.
Well, my question is, have you tried to cook in here yet?
No, no.
What are you waiting on, man?
The fridges are full, so there is food in there. So
go.
if you want to eat, come on. If you know how to cook, you can eat.
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah, so just wait till the varsity's here. They bring burgers and hot dogs, and they're nice and greasy.
That's even better. That's even better. So JC's just going to show us around a little bit, just a real quick synopsis of what they got going on right now. And this changes all the time, and that's why I think this segment will be cool. What you got going on here? What is this, a country coach?
Yep, this is a big country coach. Came in with entry step issues. You know, trying to get to the entry steps, you got to pull this out. The windshield washer fluid bottle actually fell in what binded up the steps and actually broke it.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of causes that go into failure components and stuff like that. So,
right.
You know, pulling this out is a good example of when you pull this out, there's the generator. You know, so some people come in and ask, you know, why is it so much to do something? Well, you know, you can't get to that generator like that. So you're having to take off multiple things to get to stuff.
Right, right.
So, you know, you get into a lot of stuff doing that.
Yeah, the way they build them and the way you have to work on them are two different things.
Right, right. They don't think about us having to repair them. They just think about them building them, how fast they can build them.
That's right.
That's right. So, you know, this...
Scoot around this pole right quick.
Yep.
Keep going, man. You're good.
So this, you know, is just here for entry steps. Right now it's cold out, so it's in the bay. The entry step, you know, is in the bay getting repaired. There's not much to an entry step. It's just it's very cold outside.
Right.
We're from Georgia. I moved here from Alabama. It's still cold in Georgia, whether it's Alabama or Georgia. So I'm gonna stay inside if I can.
That's right. You don't want to be that guy they stick outside.
Right. And I ain't gonna put somebody outside if I don't want to be outside. So
right.
we're gonna clog up a bay for entry steps.
Very cool.
Right. So this one over here, we just got a roof put on. We just did the whole roof on it from front to back.
Now, what did you use for roof? TPO? Is that a rubber? Is that a?
You know, I actually didn't do it, so I'm not 100% sure. But it's PVC.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Thank you.
There is different style roofs, different brands.
Right.
You know, you got fiberglass, rubber. There's different brands and stuff like that. So there's a lot that goes into a roof when you look at it to diagnose it.
Right.
When you're up there doing a roof inspection, that's when you know what kind of roof it is, stuff like that.
Sure.
The front cap on this one got replaced. The awning's off of this, obviously. This one had real bad water damage. This is the cap laying on the floor, which is a bad picture. But that's it.
Some B-land.
And that's the new one that's going on.
Looks great.
It's basically there. We got to put a decal and stuff on it. Basically, it'll look identically like that one, which is a terrible picture there again. But, you know, that'll be painted on the front. If we can't get the decal, we paint them on.
Oh, wow.
So
okay,
it
that's
matches.
cool.
So, yeah.
So could a customer get a custom work if they wanted?
Yeah, I mean, we have a full paint body shop. They do everything from, I mean, pinstriping to you name it.
Not that you would want to paint a trailer like this, but some people might.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, some people spend a lot of money on the paint side, you know, because they want it to look original. Well, you know, to look original, you can't get these decals anymore. And if you see, they're all starting to peel from age. You know, the sun kills these things when they're sitting out in the sun. So, you know, painting all this on would be a for sure option unless you can find somebody that makes custom decals. When they make custom decals, you can do stuff like that. But, you know, by the time you do decals or paint, decals are going to be cheaper, I promise you.
Right. Gotcha. All right, so far JC showed you pretty much the mechanical side of things. We're going to go in the body shop, and there's some really interesting stuff going on there. You want to take us?
Yeah, come on.
Let's go.
Follow me. I'm going to take you on into the paint booth.
Yeah, we came in here to get our bearings, to look around and see what we wanted to show you guys. And this is nice in here. This is a full-on paint booth, RV size. I mean, so you can see. What is this, a 35-foot rig, probably?
It's actually a 50, this is probably a 30, 35-footer. It's a 50-foot paint booth. Basically, a full tractor trailer will fit in here. It's 50 foot, but it's actually like 55 foot overall, is the thing. So a whole tractor trailer will fit in it, minus the tractor, just the trailer.
Just the tractor.
Yes, but a lot of the surrounding body shops, you know, we have a good body shop next door, Classic Collision now, and they do a couple big trucks that they get and they send them down here and we paint them for them.
Gotcha.
So that works, but our painter's phenomenal. Here's all the work that he does. All this was just painted.
So this is paint, guys. This isn't decals.
Right, this is all full-on paint. He tapes off each individual color, and then he comes back over, clears over all the colors, and it's better than factory.
That's beautiful here. I think you guys can see me in the paint right there. You guys, let's see if I can get a light on it. Yeah, you can see that thing shining. Big time. But this is gorgeous right here.
One of the biggest things we do is we take off all the sealant that's around the corners of all the stuff. We paint it all the way down to the cracks, to the seams, wherever it takes. We go all the way down, we paint it. Then we'll come back and we'll seal back over the paint so it actually looks like it's painted sealant, but it's not. It's really just clear sealant, and you can see through the sealant and see the nice paint behind it. So it looks a lot more better and it lasts a lot more longer.
Yeah, this is nice right here. This is a nice coach too. So yeah, well worth it to come here. Now, what did they just wanted to refresh, or they wanted to repair? What was going on here?
So what happened here is basically they drove away with the slide room out some, and they hit a pole and it tore the side of it off, took the awning off the slide. I'm sorry, not the awning, the slide topper. It took it off. It messed up some of the windows, so obviously they pull all the windows out to paint all the way to the window. So when they put the window back in, there's nice paint all the way around it. You don't have no hard lines, nothing like that. If you left the windows in, you tape the windows out, a lot of times you'll see where the clear coat starts bubbling around the object, so we try to stay away from that.
That's very cool. So JC's already showed me a roof in here. Let's go look at that, show him that. And you can see the roof has just, it's going to need an entire new roof, and that's, you can see that there. So tell us, what do you think happened here? Obviously water intrusion.
Right.
He said there was a hole punctured in the roof.
There was a hole punctured. You know, a lot of times people don't keep up with the sealant.
Right.
There's a little bit of sealant around that black object right there. A lot of times the sealant fails, and whenever you get little heat pockets in the sealant, which is Dicor, you'll see little bitty round holes that don't look like it's all the way through. Well, what you don't know is that that little bitty air pocket is on the top layer that goes into the bottom. Once it goes in there, it goes through all the little cracks. Water is so thin, it'll go through anything.
Right.
So it goes in a lot of times. When it goes in, it just spreads, it accumulates, and you get that. Once you get that bad, you know, it gets mold and stuff in it. You know, a lot of times it's not to this extent, but this has been going on for, I would say, a good couple years.
Right. So,
this is not something fresh. It's like 6 months or a year old.
Right.
It's a couple years old.
Long story short, this is an entire new roof right here.
This is an entire new roof.
Right.
You can't section something like this in or put a new piece of decking here, there. When you see the black on it like that, that's all mold already on the plywood. We won't repair that. We'll just replace everything.
Right.
We won't just do a couple. Now, if it's only the front two panels and we can get by with just doing the front two, we will. And leave the rest of this good as long as there's no mold, no water signs on it.
Right.
But a lot of times, you know, on the fiberglass roof, it lays down so nice that you can patch it on the plywood side.
Okay.
But it really just depends.
Well, it sounds like that's the right way of doing things. I mean, just from my novice standpoint.
Right.
Yeah.
And it is, you know, as long as it lasts and it's right the first time, we'll do it.
Right.
A lot of times the customers like to put their opinion in on it, can you not just replace this? Well, we can, but we're not going to, because if you replace that, what about that back there?
Well, then you gotta send out your work.
Right.
So,
you know, we'll warranty everything that we do. But you know, some stuff is just not, you know, smart to do everything.
Right. And this is a shame because this is a Mac Daddy Super C.
Oh, it's a Super C.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably a $300,000 motorhome, easily.
Right.
So to see something like this, do this, but you know, a lot of things is when you own a motorhome or a camper, doesn't matter what it is, got to be under cover. You got to have a cover. If you leave it out in the elements and the sun kills it. The sun hits the ceiling all day, and that's what you get whenever you leave it out.
Right. All right, guys, one more little thing we're going to show you before we get out of this video. We had a blowout, and they're replacing the floor. So, JC, talk to us a little bit about this unit. What's going on here?
Yeah, so it came in, blowout damage. The tire, when it came apart, came up into the floor, ripped the floor out. So instead of ripping out all the walls and everything, we just sectioned it into the joist. And that's why this sectioned in. The slide room had to be pushed out, so all the fascia is off the slide. We have a jig that pulls the slide rooms out. So we come in, we do it, we put Bondo over the cracks and stuff, make it a smooth floor. When you put the floor back, the laminate, whatever the customer decides to go back with, you won't even be able to tell that it's sectioned together underneath of it. So it'll be a perfect camper. You'll never know it's there. It'll last way beyond lifetime. So it's good to go.
Nice. All right, JC, man, I appreciate this so much. Hey, guys, give a shout out to JC in the comment section, and also ask him some questions. We may do a Q&A type thing as well. We're going to get back here in a week or two, and we're going to go in depth, a little bit more in depth on specific jobs he's doing. But yeah, shoot him some questions. He'll be happy to answer. Anything else? You good?
Yep. Y'all ask me questions. That's what I'm here for. Monday through Friday, doesn't matter. Ask him, ask me. That's what I'm here. So give me a shout. Great.
So JC's been in this business for what, 7, 8 years?
February was 10 years, so right over 10 years.
10 years. So yeah, he's the one they ask.
Learn from the best of the best.
That's right. That's right.
That's it.
All right, guys. See you guys later, and hopefully this was helpful. And if so, please consider subscribing.
Yep.
See ya.
See ya. Have a good one.